The indicators are not the secret. Not when I first started, I felt that it was. And I had a lot of indicators on my chart, lots of them. And it became a pursuit of finding the pattern in indicators. So one can argue, and this is my argument here, that if you're looking at indicators, you're no different than someone that looks at just a classic chart pattern. You're looking for the pattern of price delivering on the heels of something you've attributed to with a religious belief. And there's a lot of atheists in this marketplace that are still religious because they have their faith based on something that may or may not be the real catalyst for why price is going where it's going. And that to me was a big shock when I discovered that my faith that was in indicators and the use of them wasn't needed. At least for me, it wasn't needed. And it provided clarity when I removed them from the chart. And I take a step back all the time and I try to think about how I'm going to present this in a way where I won't offend someone, because invariably I'm going to offend a group of listeners or viewers. It's not my intent. Okay, my intent is for you to just think about it for a moment and think about how this may or may not be true for you. But when I took away the indicators, it was scary for me because I felt like I was blind, like I didn't know what I was doing. I was trying to drive in the dark with no light. That's scary, right? So what it took for me to grow in trading naked with nothing on the chart, no indicators whatsoever, I had to understand why I'm even anticipating a specific price move in the first place. So I'm looking for reasons why the market should go higher. Okay, why should it go higher? Well, the market has gone to a specific level. It's shown a willingness to go higher. It's punished those individuals that have already tried to go long. And there's an area where traders that would be profitable as the market dropped, where would they have their stop loss? And I started thinking about the market from a cannibalistic stance. How can I devour the less informed traders? That was the mindset. So instead of going in and looking at price action with indicators over the chart, I started thinking about where are all the traders out there right now in the marketplace, where would they have an order resting, whether to get in the market or get out? Where would they have a protective stop loss? And the logic that most retail books would promote is this is resistance. So therefore, as the market drops, where would be the easiest place to place a protective buy stop, protecting that short position? It would be above these highs. That's exactly what every person that does any kind of retail level trading, when you first get into the marketplace, that's the first lesson they learn. That's the first sip of the Kool-Aid that poisons your entire outlook on price. I did the same thing. I'm guilty of that too. It's hard to believe that they would allow all these books out there with all this misinformation, but yet they do. Misinformation, in the hands of someone that's reckless, can cause blown accounts. I've done that. Depression, I've experienced that. Repeated failure, I've experienced that as well. That changed when I stopped forcing my treasured authors and mentors who I had foolishly placed faith in because they shown me static examples that they didn't actually trade themselves. So there's a limitation in terms of what you can learn from someone, even me. If I would have never started doing what I'm doing here, or when I was doing mentorship and showing my students daily, like you're getting the experience of right now on Twitter, stop asking me to join because I'm doing it for free, right in front of everybody. Everybody's here listening. Everybody's able to watch my tweets, okay? That's the mentorship. You're all part of it when you go there. It didn't cost you anything but the time invested. But it's going to take you time to divulge, or for me to divulge everything that is that I want to cover. And I think a minimum reasonable expectation in terms of time is a full calendar year, because there's seasonal tendencies to come in the marketplace. But you're going to see a reoccurring theme that repeats itself, that I'm taking your attention to the most important level next. Contrast that with, all right, we're going to do a market review, and here's the trade I did. I think I got in here, and I poked fun at people that's on YouTube like that. If you've taken a trade, you'll show that you've taken a trade. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do that? So it's an unfortunate thing that we as new students, new traders in development, and I was like that in 1992, we place a great deal of faith on logic that we've not proven ourselves, and we've not seen the teacher themselves prove that they understand it as well. So one of the things I set out to do as a trader is figure out why the market should go where it's going to go next. There's lots of things that you can use, even from a retail trader's perspective, to get into a trade. Getting into a trade is easy. Understanding why you're getting into that trade is more significant. As a new student, as a new trader, it's easy for someone to say, well, those brokers did it to me. And sometimes that's true, especially if you're trading Forex. But when you're trading a futures market, where it is what it is, everybody has the same high and low. It's a pure medium. But you're still going to be haunted and plagued by the desire to be right, because you think being right is safe. No one can judge you. If you're right, you should have made money. But how many times have you watched the charts and been right, but you didn't have a trade on? So you can't argue that's the reason why it's important for you to be right, because you're not even making any money when you're right. Or even if you place a demo trade, you didn't make any money. You can't go buy groceries with that. So are you still doing things properly by placing the emphasis on being correct or right versus profitability? So you have to peel that onion back and get all those dead layers off of things that you're worrying about, which is normal. Everybody's done it. Everybody will do it continuously in the future. After I'm long gone, people that will come into this industry, they're still going to have the same problems that plague them, fearful about doing it wrong. And it's normal.